Wi-Fi here at Toronto Leaside is sketchy, so if we lose it, again, I'm sorry folks, but the Wi-Fi here at Toronto Leaside Arena is not very good. So today, your Clarington Flames are playing Toronto Leaside, who we just played earlier this week. Toronto Leaside beat the Clarington Flames 2-1, and your Clarington Flames will be looking for some redemption. Toronto gains the Clarington zone and immediately called for offside. We do also have the live barn post sitting right in front of us. So that'll pose a little bit of a barrier for today, folks. Live barn, I guess, doesn't understand that you can build triangles instead of squares. So Clarington gets that puck down the length of the ice, able to steer that puck aside. Play in the far corner, comes around behind the net. Leaside tries to bring it out front. That's jammed up against the net, and Clarington will take over. Get it up to Ridding on the far boards, and can't get it out of the zone. And now it's finally shot out of the zone. They get it to neutral ice. Toronto Leaside starting to take control of the puck. Rowan moves it up to Luxton. Luxton's going to gain the zone. She's driving wide, looking for somebody going to the far net. And so she elects to dump that into the corner. Clarington, the puck squirts out the side of the net. Can't get a stick on it. Puck on the near boards in the corner. Clarington dumps that back down into the zone. Luxton giving chase in the corner. She's got some good hands on her. She gets tangled up with the Clarington player. Shot on net. That sails just wide. Puck goes into the far corner. And that's cleared out by Toronto Leaside. Luxton goes back for it. She's looking for somebody up ice. And elects to just dump it up the far boards. DeYoung giving chase. Toronto Leaside's got a head of steam as they gain into the Clarington zone. They shoot that in, and Victoria LeJoy is able to just steer that to the side. Clarington bringing it up the far side, can't get it out of the zone, and that shot on net, and Clarington goalie steers that to the side again. Battle on the far boards, that's won by Toronto Leaside. They dump it into the near corner. Takes an awkward bounce off the boards. Ethan does a good job, and she's able to get that puck out. Preston giving chase. Leaside stops up behind the boards, and they take that break out on the far side. Just hits the Toronto Leaside player on the way out. Rowan able to dump that puck in. Leaside now decides to bring it out the far side. They go nice little passing play in the neutral zone. Rowan gets it on the near boards. Shoots that puck down into Toronto zone. Leaside goes D to D. Leaside doing a great job of moving this puck between their players. Nice passes, tape to tape. They move it up to the far winger. She looks cross ice. So they were looking for the long pass, but that play's broken up by Rowan. Back to Wood. Wood clears it up the far boards. Again, nice pass from the Toronto defense. Coulter does a good job tangling up her player in front of the net, so that pass can't get through. Now battle on the far boards. That's picked off by Leaside, who dumps it into the zone. Near side, Busato gives chase. They clear that puck around the far boards. Coulter picks it up on the far side. She's got a little bit of room. She looks to move that puck up, but that play is broken up. Ethan does a great job of jumping up in the play. Now Busato brings it into the zone. Busato stops up, looking for somebody to join her. And Toronto Leaside now bring that puck down the ice. Okapek does a great job, breaks up that play. Puck comes over to Lee. Lee dumps it off the near boards. Leaside picks it up. They go D to D up to the winger and dump it into the zone. Rowan takes it up the far boards. Luxton moves it ahead for Ridding. Ridding gains the zone, leaves it behind for Luxton. Luxton moves it back to the defense. Okapek puts it down into the corner. Rowan gives chase in behind the net. She moves it over for Luxton. Luxton, she comes out of the corner. She's looking for somebody. She doesn't have any options. Now Clarington gets clear, and she gets it out front for DeYoung. DeYoung gets a shot on net, and that's steered aside. Okapek pinches down. Lee pinches down, keeps that puck in the zone. Forces Toronto to come out the far side. They go from defense to winger. They hit the center, and the center clears that puck down the length of the ice. Leaside's going to win that race to the puck. She's going to stop up short in the corner. She's looking for support. She gets it. Shot on net. And that's now hung on to by Clarington goaltender. So today, Victoria Lejoy getting the start in net. Forces that face-off just to the right. Face-off won by Clarington. Pulled back for Coulter. She goes behind the net. Turns back the other way. Moves it up the boards for Preston. Preston puts it up the boards, but not out. Puck comes down around the far side. Lee side, nifty little move to bring it out from behind the net. They get a shot on net, and Victoria steers that aside. Strand gets the puck. She clears it down the length of the ice, and that'll be called for icing. So that face-off's going to come all the way down to the Clarington zone. Face-off won by Lee side. Pulled over to the winger. Winger puts that right through the crease. Clarington gets it up the boards to Lusato, and not out. Ridding tries to get it out as well. They can't get that out. Lee side gets that puck in, and they shoot it right through the crease. Coulter with it. She's looking. She had Rowan wide open, but that puck play gets picked off. Toronto Lee side dumps that puck down into the corner. Coulter gives chase behind the net. She's got one on her. She moves that up the boards for Busato. Up for Ridding. Ridding gets it through the neutral zone. And that's plays broken up by Toronto Lee side. They go again, D to D. And that defenseman's going to bring it right down into the Clarington zone and dump it in. Lee breaks up the play. She elects to dump it out off the boards. Lee side looking a little more controlled with the puck, moving that puck between their players. Clarington looking to just kind of get it out of the zone, and they're using the boards, and they're using any which way to just get it out of their zone. Luxton brings it up the far side. She dumps that now down into the Toronto Lee side zone. Lee side brings it up the far side. Luxton does a great job of pinching off those boards, so she's able to keep that puck in the zone. But Toronto then steals the puck, and they'll bring it back the other way. They bring it into the zone. Shot through the defenseman, and Victoria was able to see it and steer it aside. Now Luxton brings it up the far side. She hits DeYoung in the middle, who's got a little bit of room. DeYoung brings that puck in. She circles back. DeYoung again on the near side. She gets it down for Rowan. Rowan in a battle on the board. She gets it out. Okapek pinches down, but Toronto Lee side's going to bring that out. Clarington all hustling back to get back on in the play. Shot on net, and Victoria Lejoy steers that puck aside. Toronto with another shot on net. That just misses wide. Puck shot up the boards for Strand. Missed. Play broken up by Toronto. Kept in again at the line. Toronto brings that puck out of the corner. They shoot it right through the crease, but nobody was there. Strand takes that puck, and she dumps it down the length of the ice. Delayed icing's waved off. Lee side, they circle back. Great play broken up by Preston. Over for Beethan. Shot on net goes just wide. And Toronto now will dump that puck all the way down the ice, and that'll be called on the icing. So Clarington now with an opportunity for a face-off deep in the Toronto Lee side zone. Face-off won by Leaside. They go D to D behind the net. They bring that around. Now they go up to the wing, and then they go cross ice for the other winger. And that'll be blown down offside at the line. Face off just outside of the Clarington zone. Face off won by Clarington. Busato digging for that puck. She had her feet taken out from underneath her. Ridding on the near boards, trying to get it up. Wood banks it up the boards for Ridding, but Toronto breaks that play up. Wood's going to take it back across the ice for Coulter. Coulter, no wingers available on the far side, so she plays that puck down the ice, and that'll be blown down for icing and brought all the way down. Face-off won by Clarington, brought around the near boards. Not out. Ridding battling along. Now Rowan gets it out to Ridding. Ridding's going to bring it into the Toronto zone. She puts it over for Busato. Busato puts it down into the corner for Ridding. Ridding's got her player pinned along the boards. Rowan goes in for support, but Toronto's going to bring that puck out once again. Toronto's winning these one-on-one battles down low. Shot on net, and that's easily handled by Victoria Lejoy in tight. So she'll force that face-off just to the left of the Clarington goal. 4:48 here to go in the first period. Scoreless game, 0-0. Face-off won by Leaside. Back to the defense. Shot on net. And Coulter blocks that shot and steers it off into the corner. De Jong on the near side. She plays that up for Luxton. Luxton's going to bring that into the zone. She's going to try to dangle around that Leaside player who just breaks up the play. Luxton with it out of the corner. She sees Beethan in front, and Beethan's going to bang that puck home. Great job on the second effort by Beethan to grab that rebound and continue to work on that puck and put it home. So your Clarington Flames, with their first good opportunity of this game, take advantage of it, and they'll be up 1-0. So Toronto controlling most of the play in the first few minutes of this period, but Clarington taking advantage of the opportunity they got. Face-off won by the Toronto Leaside. They win it back. They go D to D and up the far boards. Play broken up by Sarah De Jong. Coulter moves that puck up for Luxton. Luxton brings it into the zone, and she'll dump it down into the corner. Play goes behind the net. Clarington giving chase, but Leaside brings that up the near side. They go and string. Face-off easily won by Beethan. She pulls it back, but the Leaside play's finally broken up, brought up the near side. Strand given chase. Toronto Leaside evades both of those Clarington players that were given chase, so they bring it down on a 2-on-2, and that puck is shot just wide. Leaside with it in the corner on the near boards. Two Clarington players on that puck, but leaving one player wide open in front of the net. Preston tries to get that puck out of the zone, but it just goes to the Toronto defense, and they shoot it right back in the zone. Toronto passes out of the corner to the center. Shot on net, that goes just wide. Preston with it on the far boards. She elects to go out the center. And Toronto Leaside now brings that right back into the zone. And that's called on the offside. Face off will be just outside the Clarington zone. So again, sorry about that post. It's right in the way, folks, but trying to work with it the best we can. Leaside tries to clear that out. That's picked off by Rowan. Brought outside the zone, and Okapek just trying to keep it in the zone, but it'll be called offside. Clarington with a little more jump in their step now. Let's see if they can't capitalize on this momentum. Face off one by Leaside, pulled back into the zone. Rowan gives chase down into the corner. Ridding on the near side. And Toronto Leaside will bring that puck out again. Hinthorn takes a big swipe at it. And she's able to knock that puck away, but it goes all the way down into the Clarington zone. Leaside with it, coming out of the corner. They move it back to their defense. Shot from the point. That's blocked in front by Okapek, and she'll now bring that up. She moves that up for Ridding, goes off her knee, and she kicks it ahead. So Toronto Leaside now bringing that in. She's got a little bit of room, and she'll score right over the shoulder of Victoria Lejoy. So now Toronto Leaside capitalizing on the mistakes made by Clarington to get that puck regroup and go right back into the zone. So just over a minute to go in the first period. It's now 1-1 hockey game. Face off one by Leaside. They're going to bring that down into the Clarington zone. Coulter moves it up. Nobody there, so now Toronto Leaside defense able to control that puck and move it back in until Wood takes that puck and she shoots it down the length of the ice. Faceoff's going to come down all the way to the Clarington zone with 53 seconds left to go here in the first period. Coulter with it behind the net. She plays it up for Luxton on the far side, who comes to the near side for Sarah. Bounces just over her stick, so Toronto grabs that puck. And they'll bring that up the near boards. 30 seconds left to go here in the first period. Puck locked against the near boards. Leaside, they bring that puck out. They put it back down into the corner. Battle on the boards with 18 seconds to go. Clarington with one last chance here in the period. Puck comes back to Coulter. She shoots it from the point, and that goes just wide. Puck on the near boards. Toronto Leaside's just looking to tie that puck up now with 3 seconds left to go. And that'll do it for the first period. So after the first period, it is your Clarington Flames 1 and the Toronto Leaside Wildcats 1. Both teams taking advantage of opportunities that they've earned and mistakes made by the other team to make this a 1-1 hockey game. So what we will do today, folks, since the stream has been coming up with quite a few errors due to the Wi-Fi here in Toronto, what I will also do is I'll upload this game separately after. I have a local copy of the game. I'll upload it to our YouTube page once the game is complete. So that way, if you want to watch it in its entirety without any hiccups in the stream and interruptions. Both teams here now lining up for the face-off. Rowan, Beethan, Strand up front for Clarington. Lee and Okapek on defense. Face off won by Clarington. Rowan, she'll get that just into the Toronto Leaside zone. They go D to D again. Remember, this Leaside team, they like to go D to D and then move it up to that winger, and they'll gain the Clarington zone. That play's broken up by Lee. Rowan gets that puck up just into the feet of Strand, so Strand just dumps that puck down into the Clarington zone. And Strand did a great job of just floating that puck in on the Toronto Leaside goalie, so she hangs on and forces a face-off. Face-off won by Leaside. Again, they go D to D. They bring that around the boards and try to come up the wing, but this time Ridding does a great job of breaking up that play, but it comes out to the center. Leaside dumps it down into the far corner. Battle in front of the net. That went post, post, and out. Hanthorn and Coulter both have their players tied up in front of the net, and a third Toronto Leaside player able to come in, and she put that just by Victoria, but it hit the post, hit the other post, and came out the far side. Puck's right in Coulter's feet. She kicks it over for Preston. Again, that play's broken up by Leaside at the blue line. So now Hanthorn just flips that puck out to center. And now Leaside brings it back in again. Coulter tries to chip it off the near boards. That hit her own player. Hanthorn with it down in the corner. Battling with the Leaside player. She plays it out front. Nobody there. So Leaside dumps it back into the near corner. That wraps right around. Hanthorn in the corner. She's got Busato up the boards. Again, they get that puck to the blue line, and that just squirts out. So now Leaside goes D to D, and they'll bring it up the near side. Ridding missing with her check. Busato misses with her check. Coulter gets a stick in her feet. Ooh, that was a tight play by Hanthorn. She got the stick in her feet, and the Toronto Leaside player fell down, but no penalty on the call. Beethan giving chase down into the zone. Toronto, again, goes behind the net. They'll try to bring it out the near side. Gets to the line. Wood shoots that back in. Play behind the net. Hops over Beethan's stick. So now Luxton, she's got it behind the net. She circles back. She's looking out front. Beethan puts out a puck on net. DeYoung puts that puck on net, and the goalie hangs on. So two quick shots there by the Clarington Flames, both trying to get it in, and the Toronto goaltender had sealed up that post. Preston on the face-off, wins it back for the corner. DeYoung with it. She plays that along the boards for, I think that's Strand on the far side. Just can't, it's difficult to see these numbers on the black jerseys. So that was actually Luxton out there on the far side. Sorry, folks. The red numbers on the black jerseys don't work very well. So I think that was Strand got the shot on net. And the goaltender hangs on. Sorry, I mean Luxton, folks. Face off just to the left of the Toronto goaltender. Face off won by Clarington, but not enough oomph on it. So Toronto then brings that out of the zone. Bree Wood does a great job catching up to her player. And Lee catches up to her player, and they're able to break up that play. Preston on the far board. She plays that back around behind the net, but Toronto wins the race to that puck. So Leaside leaves that puck behind. Lee plays it up the near boards. Again, doesn't get out of the zone. Preston comes over. She gives an extra poke. She gets that ahead to Strand. Strand's now got a bit of room. She's going to shoot that on the goaltender, and the goaltender's going to make the glove save. Clarington finally getting some of those little chips out beyond the Toronto Leaside defense, who have done a great job these last 2 games of sealing those boards off. So every time Clarington tries to chip that puck out of the zone, it's not successful. Face off, won by Leaside, put back behind the net. Defense gets it on the near side. They play it up the boards. That play's broken up by Clarington. And then broken up by Leaside. So Leaside now brings that up through the neutral zone. Okapek trips up her player. No call on the play. Referee was looking the other way. Now the puck's in the line, in the feet of the referee. And they're going to blow that down for some reason. I guess on the offside. Face off won by Leaside. Dump down into the zone. Coulter's going to give chase with it. She plays that around the boards. Okapek in a battle behind the boards. That puck comes out front. Coulter ties up her player. And that shot, not much on it. It goes just wide of the net. Leaside shot on net. That goes wide. Play down in the corner. That shot across the net by, across the high slot area by Leaside, but there was nobody there. Ridding with it on the near boards. Trying to get it out. Coulter gives some support. She comes up behind it. She gets it up for Beethan. And Beethan gets that out of the zone. Busado gives chase. Clarington making a change. Okapek pinches. Now it's a 3-on-2 coming the other way. Shot on net. Victoria makes the first and second save on that play. Shot on net. Victoria steers that wide again. Ridding on the near side. She plays that off the boards, and that finally, that puck comes out of the zone. Leaside with it. Dump it into the far corner. Coulter behind the net. She plays that up the near boards for Ridding. Ridding looking, nobody there, so she elects to dump that down the length of the ice. Icing called on the play. Face-off's going to come all the way down to the Clarington zone. Again, I am seeing a couple errors here from YouTube, so I think, again, our connection's kind of up and down. Leaside brings that out from the corner. Victoria steers that puck back in behind the net. Up the near boards for Luxton, but not out. Toronto breaks that play up again. Toronto Leaside doing a good job. Their defense are able to read that play. They pinch down on the Clarington winger just enough to keep that puck in the zone. Rowan with it on the near side. She just muscles her way out of the zone. Blue line. She loses her footing, so now Rowan grabs that puck. She's going to bring that into the Toronto Leaside zone. She takes it behind the net. She makes the play out front. Luxton just can't get a stick on it, and Toronto's now going to bring that puck out. Shot in by Leaside. Victoria steers that puck to the side. Leaside wins the race for that puck. So Leaside winning the race into the corner for the puck, so they get another shot on net. Victoria's going to hang on for the faceoff. Shot from the point by Toronto. That's blocked in front. Play brought around behind the net. Lee. She shoots it around behind the net. And Toronto Leaside picks that up, and they'll go to work again. Moving that puck around. Leaside with it behind the net. They bring it out front. Finally, the play is broken up by Clarington, and they just chip it out. Icing waved off as that chipped off the Leaside player, goes all the way down. She reverses behind the net, loses one of the Clarington players, but Okapek pinches down, keeps that puck in the zone. Strand with it on the far side. She's knocked down. Preston digs it out. She makes the pass back to her defense, and it's just out of reach. Okapek back with it. She'll play it off the near boards. Lee side picks it up, and they'll bring it back into the zone again. Shot from Toronto Lee side. That sails high over the net. Lee battles on the far side. She plays it back behind the net for Okapek. Okapek gives chase. She puts it up the near boards. By Busato. She tries to chip it out, and the Lee side defense are able to get on that play again and break it up and put it back into the zone. Face off in the Clarington zone. Won by Lee side. They put it back to the defense. They go D to D. Shot on the net. Lee Joy makes a great pad save. Steers that to the side. Picked up by Clarington's defense. They get it up to Ridding on the near side. And she chips it off the boards and out. But again, Toronto Lee side then grabs that puck. They'll bring it back. They go D to D to the far side now. And they bring it up that winger and bring it into the Clarington zone. Clarington goes cross ice. Lee side goes cross ice. Coulter with it. Sends it up the near boards. Gets it to Ridding, but not out. Coulter now. Toronto dumps it down into the zone. Coulter gives chase behind the net. Toronto brings that out front. Play in the corner. Lee side brings that puck out. Shoot it across the crease, but not on net. So Busato shoots that puck out to center. Looking for Ridding, but that play is broken up by Toronto. Coulter behind the net. She stops, brings it out the other way for Ridding, who's wide open on the near side. Ridding looking for Preston in the neutral zone, and she puts that off the pads of the Toronto Lee side player. So that puck stays in the zone. Now Clarington gets it out. Lee side again regroups, and they bring that in, and that's going to be called on the offside. So 5:30 left to go in the second period. Still a 1-1 game. Seems to be a lot more action down in the Clarington zone again. So Clarington's going to need to bring up the intensity here. Start working that puck around between themselves instead of just throwing it away in the neutral zone. DeYoung brings that puck in. She dumps it down into the Toronto zone. Gives chase. She gets it back for Preston. Preston back to Lee. Lee shoots it on net. That's handled by the Lee side goaltender. Lee side now, with a little bit of panic, dumps that puck down the ice. Lee circles behind her net. She's looking for somebody. She runs into traffic, so she bounces that off the boards. That'll come up for DeYoung. DeYoung now, she dumps it down into the Lee side end. Lee side brings it up the near side. Defense up to the winger. Winger with nowhere to go elects to dump that down the length of the ice. And that'll be blown down on the icing. Lee side takes that out the far side. Got a 2-on-1. Shot goes just wide, comes off the end boards for a rebound. And lots of Clarington players getting in the way of those shots now to start blocking some of those shots. Beechin puts it far side for Luxton. Luxton brings it into the Toronto zone, and then she slaps it down into the corner. Lee side, though, they shoot that puck down the length of the ice. Hanthorn gives chase. She puts it up the boards for Rowan. Rowan looking up ice, just out of the reach of Preston. Lee side brings it around the boards, up the near side. Leaside stops up short. They go out the other side now. They get it to center. Coulter gives chase. She breaks up that play for a second. Coulter gets it to Rowan. Rowan tries to get it out of the zone and not out. Toronto Leaside on the far corner with it. Okapek gives chase into the corner. Leaside player circles out from the corner and puts a shot on net. And that's going to go through the legs of the Clarington goaltender. So the Wildcats will take a 2-1 lead in this hockey game. Toronto wins that faceoff, but they dump it down into the Clarington zone. Coulter's got it. She plays it up the near boards. Winger's not there, so it goes all the way to the defense. He takes the shot on net, and Victoria hangs on. Puck squirts loose, so that's going to come on out for Strand. Strand brings it all the way down the ice, does a great job, brings that cross ice, drives it down into the corner. She gets checked along the boards. That puck then is turned over to Toronto Leaside. They now go from the defense up to the near winger. They bring it into the zone. Wood, she slaps that away. Good support by the Toronto player to follow that puck up. So Toronto Leaside able to follow up that play, so when that puck was knocked off her stick, another Leaside player right behind her to pick it up. She gets a shot on net, and Victoria's going to hang on again. Puck played on the near boards. Gets up to Ridding. That's picked off her stick, and Leaside will bring that back the other way. Victoria steers that shot to the side. Battle down low. 2 Clarington, 1 Leaside. Up the boards to Ridding. Ridding. She just takes that puck and she shoots it out of the zone. Leaside. Again, they look from the D to the winger. Winger hits the center. They bring it into the zone. Shot on net. That sails just over the net. Pass out front. That shot. And that's going to be another goal for Toronto Leaside. Sorry, folks. I think our technology is not enjoying Toronto today. Our time clock, even though I'm hitting start and stop, it's not working. So the Wi-Fi definitely causing some problems here. Face-off won by Toronto Leaside. They bring it back into their zone, but Sarah DeYoung picks that play off, so she's going to bring it in. She drives wide. Battle on the near boards. Okapek playing down low. She's looking for that puck to come out to her. Okapek still down. She's down really low. She's down even below the Toronto Leaside player. She hustles back. She gets back in time. Leaside's going to bring that puck down the ice. Gain the zone. Okapek, she gets a stick on it, so that goes over to Luxton. Luxton brings it up to the far boards. Plays it up the far boards, but I think that's actually Luxton's wing, so there was nobody there when she made that pass. Okapek elects to just dump that puck down the length of the ice. Icing waved off. Leaside's going to bring it up the near side. 27 seconds left to go here in the second period. Leaside goes cross ice with it. Lee gives chase on her player, so Toronto Leaside dumps that down in behind the net. Hanthorn loses the puck behind the net. Does a great job of bumping her player out of the way. Toronto Leaside comes out of the corner with it. Shot on net. That's handled by Victoria. And that'll do it for the second period. Again, our game clock's just a little bit off from the one for the game. So we'll head into the second intermission with the Toronto Leaside Wildcats up 3-1 over your Clarington Flames. So the Clarington Flames are going to look to have a strong third period and bounce back here against the Toronto Leaside Wildcats, who taking advantage of some of that open ice and moving the puck around really well. So both teams are going to head off to the dressing room. So thanks for joining in, folks. Again, I know we've had some technical difficulties today, so we'll head off for intermission, and we will see you back shortly for the third period. right, folks, welcome back. We quick intermission. Zamboni here was pretty quick to get our work done. So both teams are back out on the ice. Start the third period, and again we are 3-1 for Toronto Eastside. So we'll see if any kind of conversations from the coaches in the dressing room have an impact on the gameplay here. So face-off won by Toronto Eastside. They again win it back to the defense. They look far near side. So again, some great passing by Toronto Eastside. They go stick to stick. Shot in on net. That sails way over the net. Wood puts it along the far side. Shot from Leaside. That's kicked to side. Toronto Eastside wins that race to the far boards. Wood, she gives chase on it. And looks like Wood's going to go to the box for tripping. Puck shot down the length of the ice. Leaside goaltender's going to hang on. Force that face off. Coulter and Hanthorn out on defense, and Ridding and Brisato on forward for Clarington. Face off won by Leaside. They pull it back to the defense. Defense goes behind the boards. They move it up to the near wing. They hit the center and bring it out. So now we got 3-on-2. Hanthorn does a great job getting a stick on that play and breaks it up. Hanthorn, she shoots it up the near boards, doesn't get out. Shot from the Toronto Leaside defense. That's steered aside. Leaside with it on the far boards. Clarington set up in the box. Shot from the point, that's blocked. Clarington tries to get it out again, but get it to the point, not out. Shot from the point. That's held on by Clarington goaltender. Minute 10 left to go in this power play. Clarington and Leaside switching things up. Okapek plays it up the boards, but not out. Rowan does a great job chipping that puck out. Good second effort by Rowan to get that puck along the far boards, and she chips it out. Now DeYoung goes to work. She gives chase. With 3 Toronto Leaside players, DeYoung comes out with that puck. She plays it in behind herself just to kill some more time off the clock. Leaside now brings that up to center. Lee kicks that puck to the side and loses her footing at the same time. So Leaside gains the puck back again behind the Clarington net. They bring it back to the point. DeYoung, she's giving chase. She's getting aggressive on this penalty kill. Played along the far boards. Rowan tries to tie up her player. Okapek gives chase behind the net. That comes out by Leaside. They bring it into the corner. They try to bring it out front. Okapek breaks up that play. She gets it to DeYoung. DeYoung now just flips it down the length of the ice to kill off the rest of this penalty. Clarington back at full strength. Ethan now giving chase down and low in the Toronto zone. She gets a stick on it, breaks up the play a little bit, but Toronto able to get it out to the neutral zone. Hanthorn, she just bangs that puck back down into the Toronto zone. Back out to the center ice. Coulter with it. She chips that. Looking for the winger that was squirting across the line, but just missed their stick. Strand on the near side. She looks far side. Ethan, she's given chase. That play's broken up by Toronto. Toronto brings that puck down. Hanthorn plays it off the far boards. Nobody there. So Toronto now brings that puck back into Clarington zone. Ethan does a great job, second effort, to catch up to that Toronto Eastside player and break up the play. Toronto shoots it down the length of the ice for Lee. Lee plays it up the far boards. Leaside brings it up the near side. Okapek puts it up for Strand. That just bounces over her stick. And Toronto will bring it back. Okapek with the puck. She chips it off the near boards. Strand, she chips it off the near boards, and that puck finally goes down the length of the ice. And that'll be blown down on the icing. So face-off coming all the way down into the Clarington zone. And sorry for jumping around on the camera view, folks, just trying to get around some of these posts here at the Toronto Leaside Arena. We're over on the news side, which is actually very well done. Very nice looking arena on the news side, but lots of posts and stanchions in the glass, lots of extra support. So face-off won by Clarington, brought back around behind the net. Toronto Leaside, they're going to give chase. They're going to put 2 players on that puck. So Okapek, she's got to shoot it around the near boards. And that play again broken up by Toronto on the near side. They've got 2 on that puck. And that's going to be whistled down. Face-off. It's going to stay inside the Clarington zone. Oh, sorry, missed that. We are going on the penalty kill once again. So that was Tegan Lee called, I believe I saw the signal as roughing. I just caught it at the last second. I thought they were blowing it down for the play being tied up along the side. So Wood, she's going to dump that puck down the length of the ice. No icing, obviously, as Clarington's on the penalty kill. Wood dumps that down. Luxton, she slaps that puck down. So Toronto Leaside's able to gather it. They go D to D. They circle back. D to D again. And they'll bring that up the near side. They hit the center right at the blue line. Coulter gets it. She's going to take it back behind the net. Play it up the near side. Luxton chips that puck. Just gets it outside the zone. Riddings can't quite get a stick on it. And that puck's going to travel all the way down the length of the ice. Ridding, she's putting the pressure on. Toronto Leaside again with nice passing play coming out of their zone. But that's broken up by Busato. She dumps that down onto the Toronto Leaside goaltender, who's going to hang on and force the face-off here with 9:33 left to go. And just at 50 seconds left in the penalty to Clarington. Face-off won by Clarington. They pull it back to the D. Okapek dumps that down into the near corner. Great job killing some extra time off this penalty. Ridding, she's given chase. They circle back. Switches off with Busato. Now, 2 Clarington players going down deep into that corner. That could prove risky for Clarington on this penalty kill. Busato now down low, does a great job poking it out. Ridding now jumps down low. So again, both Clarington players down low. They pass it between each other. Busato can't get the shot off. That play's broken up by Toronto, and they're going to bring it back down the ice. Busato, great job of keeping up with that play, and she comes back down into the zone. Okapek, she pokes that puck into the corner. Hanthorn plays it up the near boards, but not out. Shot on net, that's steered aside by Victoria Lejoy. Preston gets that puck up to Busato. Icing waved off. Preston, she's given chase. Beethan, she gets it on the far boards. Battle on the near side. That's won by Toronto Leaside. They're going to bring it out of the zone. Wood tried to pinch a little bit, and that was going to cause a two-on-one. Coulter forces that player wide, and she takes a shot on net. Victoria Lejoy is going to hang on to force the face-off here with 8 minutes left to go in the third period. Still a 3-1 hockey game. Face-off won by Toronto Leaside. They again work that puck around the zone. Puck down low. And that puck squirts out, and Toronto Leaside's going to put that puck in the open side of the net. So it's now 4-1 for Toronto Leaside over Clarington. Puck shot down in. That's brought out by DeYoung. Center turned over to Toronto. Toronto again. They look far side. And Toronto doing a great job of outpassing this Clarington Flames team. And Victoria Lejoy is going to hang on to that puck. A little bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle. And I think now it's going to be Clarington's turn to go to the power play. It is. A little bit of extra roughing after the whistle. So the faceoff's now going to come down to the Toronto Leaside zone. Let's see if the Clarington Flames can't capitalize on this power play. Preston ties up her player, but Toronto Leaside wins that faceoff. They bring it around. Kept in by Okapek. She shoots it in. That shot's blocked. DeYoung with it on the far boards. Leaside gains possession of it. Okapek pinches down, keeps that in. Lee, she dumps that down into the corner. She'll continue to give chase on it. Now Lee heads back to her spot on defense. Toronto Leaside brings it up the far boards. Okapek pinches down. And Toronto Leaside gains the possession of that puck, and they'll shoot it down the length of the ice. Lee giving chase. She brings it up the near side, loses control of the puck, but they're able to still get it out. DeYoung grabs that puck. She brings it up. She makes the play over for Luxton. Luxton with a nice move. She shoots and she scores. Luxton with the nifty move. Closes the gap in this game, 4-2. Some nice passing there by the Clarington Flames to start moving that puck between each other. So let's see if the Clarington Flames can build on this momentum. Toronto Leaside brings it down into the Clarington zone. Drop pass. She stick handles around the Clarington player and then puts the pass back to the wing to the defense. Coulter in the corner with her player. She's trying to tie her up. She lets her step out. Puck played on net, and Victoria's going to hang on for another face-off. Face-off won by Toronto Leaside. Back to the D, and they dump it in. Leaside with a shot on net. That's steered aside by Victoria. Lee plays that up the far boards for Gusato, but not out. Leaside puts the puck out front. Ridding gets a stick on it. And that play's broken up now. Leaside's going to keep it in the zone. And finally, Clarington's going to get that puck out of the zone. They're going to make a couple of changes here. Ridding on the near side, runs into Gusato. So Leaside now brings that puck back into the zone. You dump it in. Brasado on the far side. Backhand pass up for Preston. She gets it up for Ridding. Ridding with a shot on net. Preston goes to get that rebound, and it just hops over her stick. Leaside brings it all the way down into the Clarington zone. Back to the point. Leaside with a shot. That goes just wide. Shot from the point again with Leaside. Clarington again, they keep trying to bring that puck up to the winger. And the winger runs right into the Toronto D. Toronto D, again, shot on net. Steered aside by Victoria. Toronto moves it from the wing out to the center slot. They can't get a shot off. Toronto player now, she gets that puck back out in front. That play's broken up. Ethan gets it. Can't get it out of the zone. That play's broken up by Toronto. They bring it back. They go wing to wing. Shot on net. Victoria makes the save. Preston plays it up the wing for Ridding. Ridding's just going to dump that down the length of the ice. A little bit of frustration on the part of Clarington on that play to just dump it out of the zone, possibly force the icing, but Toronto will bring that back down. Some fresh legs out for Clarington. Toronto, D to D, up to the wing. Coulter picks it up. She tries to make that play, but there's 3 Toronto players on them. Victoria makes the first save, makes the second save. And now DeYoung brings it up neutral zone. Strands driving far post. Shot on net. Wood keeps it in. Luxton on the far boards, plays it behind the net for Strand. Coulter dumps that down into the corner for Luxton. She tips it up for DeYoung. DeYoung plays it out front for Strand. She gets tied up. Puck now out in the neutral zone. Coulter, she chips that ahead. Toronto starts bringing it back the other way. They dump that puck down length of the ice. Wood gets a stick on it just to bang it out of the air. Wood loses it. Luxton tries to chip that out past the Toronto D. They seal off the boards, and they break up that play again. Now, Bree Wood just brings that puck out of the zone herself. She brings it up. That's going to be blown down on the icing. 2:05 left to go here in the third period. Look for Clarington once this puck gets down the length of the ice to pull their goaltender. Face off won by Clarington down into the corner. They chip that up the near boards. Rowan plays it up for Brasado. Brasado turns that over, and now Clarington's got to try to break out again. Ridding up for Brasado. Brasado brings it into the Toronto zone. Toronto able to break up that play, bring it out to the neutral zone. They're just going to dump it down into the zone. Lee, she circles back with it. She chips it off the boards. Gives it to Toronto. DeYoung breaks up the play. She's going to bring it into the Toronto zone. Toronto now, they'll bring it out the other way. Okapek checks her player along the boards. Toronto still picks up that puck. They play it out front, shot on net. That goes just wide. DeYoung, she'll bring it out. Gets to center. Play broken up by Toronto. Toronto dumps it down the length of the ice. Coulter with it. She goes back behind the net. She goes D to D for Wood. She wasn't ready for it. Victoria gets a stick on that play. She gives a little poke check. And that play's broken up. Turned over to the corner. Toronto comes up the far side. They just dump it down into the Clarington zone. to behind the net. She's got a player on her. Plays it up the wing for Luxton. Luxton just shoots that down the length of the ice. Can see the frustration now by the Clarington Flames as that's going to run out the clock. So 4-2 final for the Toronto Eastside Wildcats. Both teams again showing appreciation for each other. All right, folks. Well, that'll do it for today's game. Your next Clarington Flames game will be on Thursday night. I unfortunately will be working the Peterborough Pete's game. So our next broadcast will come to you, I believe, on Saturday from Kingston. Will be our next live broadcast when the Clarington Flames will take on the Kingston Ice Wolves. Folks, and again, I will post the video following the game as I can see it continually again. Internet connection is dropping here at Toronto. So maybe it's just a sign of things from Toronto where, just like the Leafs, everything in Toronto is falling. Thanks, folks.